All right now, welcome to the Blu Room. I am your host, Peacock Blue. I'm so pleased to appear before you once again. It is indeed my pleasure to serve you. I'm here for you. I love you. If ain't nobody told you today that they love you, baby, I love you in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And so, I've been sent here this evening to assist with your problems with the narcissist, if any. I realize and I recognize that the world is being split in two right now. And a person is either a narcissist or an empath. Many of us are both. Did you know that? There is only the righteous and the wicked. There are only two categories of people, the righteous and the wicked. Now, we can divide those into subcategories, such as race and gender and transgender and everything like that, religion, subcategories. But in reality, there is only righteousness and wickedness, good and evil, darkness and light. Am I right? And so, it's time for us to learn exactly what that means energetically and spiritually and practically in our everyday lives. That's what I came to talk to you about tonight. So let's get into it. I think I want to start out with the somebody who deck because it is, I don't want to say how I want to say it. I want to say it's important for us to realize what narcissism is, what it looks like, the characteristics. And then we have to identify if we ourselves embody some of those characteristics. And then a number of other things that hasn't come to me yet, but we're going to get there as we mosey on down the road. Okay, so we're going to start off with the somebody who deck to identify exactly how the narcissist is. Like, what is their demeanor? What kind of stuff do they be doing? What do they believe about the world, about themselves, and about others? We want to identify the characteristics of the narcissist so we know exactly what we're dealing with. Now, I will say that what immediately comes to my mind is that the narcissist is an energy vampire. Somebody take notes, please, if you will. Number one, the narcissist is an energy vampire. They came to suck your vital life force and they came to suck you dry. They're not going to stop as long as you allow them. They won't stop until you have lost everything, even your will to live, possibly even your life. So, with that being said, what is your energy anyway? I have been reminded to tell you that your soul is the seat of your energy. Your soul is what God breathed into you and made you his child. The breath of life, if you will. Your soul is divided into two parts as it has been revealed to me. You have your chakra system, which is a part of your soul, and you have your blood. So, is that all? The chakra system and the blood. Your personality and your spiritual gifts, whatever those are located in your soul as well. So 3 parts, as it was just revealed to me. Your soul is divided into 3 parts. Your chakra system, your blood, and your spiritual, I don't know what to call it, your personality. That's the only thing I can use, the only word I can use to describe it. So keep that in mind. Now, what is your energy? Your energy is comprised of your soul plus your thoughts, your mental capacity, your time, your emotions, your deeds, what you do, and then your financial and material resources. Your intention and your attention is a vital part of your energy, as well as your emotions. We all know that in the art of manifestation, when you combine your intention, your attention, your emotions, and your deeds, that's how you manifest. Along with staying high vibrational and everything like that, that ain't what we're talking about. So the things that you devote your energy to, that is where your heart is going to lie. The makeup of your being is going to be comprised of what you devote your energy to. And what you devote your energy to is going to determine whether you operate out of your higher chakras, staying high vibrational, or whether you operate out of your lower chakras, staying low vibrational. Okay, so now that we know what your energy is comprised of, your soul, your thought capacity, intentions and attention, your time, your deeds, and your what I had said. Who remember the last one? Deeds and financial materials. Okay, I don't focus so much on those, but those are important as well. Okay, so the narcissist came to steal all of that from you and appropriate it for himself, because the narcissist is devoid of the spiritual aspect of their soul. Like, their chakra system is all out of alignment. They operate out of their lower chakras, and when they use the higher ones, such as their third eye and their crown chakra, they use them to be manipulative and to be deceitful and to like concoct and contrive lies and everything like that. So primarily, the narcissist is a person who is ego based. They are walking in their carnal mind. Now, a person who walks in their carnal mind is deceitful, lustful, fraudulent. They are profane. They are vulgar, and they have all the low vibrational characteristics to some degree. The narcissist is incapable of connecting with their higher self because they walk in their carnal mind. They are primarily focused on status and power and money and material things, period. They want to show up a certain way in the world. And because they are walking in their carnal mind, they have no problem, stepping on, breaking, backbiting anybody. They don't care about anyone but themselves. We know that part already. And so I'm here to discuss why the narcissist is the way they are, what makes them that way. And then later on, we'll talk about what we can do to identify those characteristics in ourselves, if any, and also how we can overcome any narcissistic traits in our own self. So, the narcissist is somebody who tell us what kind of person the narcissist is, or whatever you want us to know about them first. Let's see, one more. I just saw George Michael on the bottom of the deck. George Michael says, always wake them up before you go. Here he is. He got his chest out, you know, he leaning up against his motorcycle. He's, you know what I'm saying, feeling himself. George Michael says, pay no heed to careless whispers. So the narcissist doesn't care what anybody says about them. They are devoid of a conscience. Like they don't care about, they don't have any shame is what I'm trying to say. Family are your band members. The narcissist is going to use everybody, anybody that they come across as a supply of energy. So what that means is they're going to get you to give them your love, your time, get you to go out of your way for them. They're going to emotionally manipulate you so that you can always be yearning and pining or worrying or, you know, something, some kind of negative emotion, whatever emotion they put you in. They're doing that so energetically you'll be giving your spiritual power away to them, and they just absorb that. There we go. A lot came out. So up front, when you first come across a narcissist, and I don't think I'm talking about family members, or I might be, I'm talking about mostly romantic partners, our girlfriends and our boyfriends and our boo things and everything like that. And how when we first meet them, it's like we met the woman or the man of our dreams. It's like our prayers were answered, and they present themselves to be everything we ever desired in a partner, right? And they just show us so much love and time and attention. And what they are doing while all of that is going on is they're causing us to become emotionally addicted to their ass. I'm talking about codependent. Because all of those, you know, wonderful feelings, those experiences are releasing certain chemicals in our brain, right? So that we learn to associate those feelings with that person. And they just overload us with love and affection and generosity and conversations and time and all that old good old stuff that we enjoy so much. And we just, you know, smoking it up like they be smoking crack out there. We just be just eating it up. And it feels so wonderful, right? So in our minds, chemically, we're, you know, like I said, associating very, very, very good feelings with this person. And it's dopamine. Let me go ahead and say what it is. The chemical in our brain. It's like they getting us high, straight up. And so like become withdrawn and they don't want to spend as much time, or they don't want to talk as much. They stop communicating. They just start acting funny. And what we do is we try to see why. We try to see what we might have did wrong and what we can do to fix the situation, or start really just, you know, engaging in cycles of self-fuckery and involving these people. Because the levels of dopamine in our brain are dwindling down. And so it's like, if we're not getting those good feelings from them, we want to do whatever we can do to get those good feelings back. Just like if somebody was, you know what I'm saying, out there smoking them crack rocks and they ran out, what they'll do, whatever they need to do, they'll steal some shit, they'll rob some people, they'll sell some ass just to get what they need, right? We are the same way. When we become addicted to that narcissist and they begin to withdraw from us, got to do what we got to do to try to get that love, that affection, that communication, whatever, we got to get that back. And so at that point, The narcissist has been placed in the position of power, and we begin to submit to them and give them our energy. At this point, the energy vampirism begins. Because we're trying to get them to be good to us again, we compromise ourselves. We begin to do things that we wouldn't normally do, or accept certain kinds of treatment from them that we wouldn't normally accept. We begin to compromise our integrity towards ourselves in favor of this person. We put them on a pedestal because they were so good to us in the beginning, and we thought they was the Lord's gift in our life, and we put them on a pedestal. And so because we have them on that pedestal, sometimes it's hard to take them off of that, and we just let them treat us any kind of way. We allow them to begin to spiritually abuse us, emotionally, verbally, sometimes physically abuse us, and treat us less than what we are worth. Because why? I can't say why. Why? Why do we allow the narcissist to put us in that state? Could be out of some kind of desperation, like we just want to have a good relationship and we're willing to do what it takes in hopes of reviving or, renovating things that the narcissist has broken. Trust and, openness and honesty and all those kinds of things. And so in our attempts to breathe new life into the situation and make things better, we allow ourselves to just accept breadcrumbs or spoiled food or whatever the fuck it is. And so while we're doing that, we're further placing the narcissist into the position of power until eventually all of our power has been given away. Eventually, that's when we start feeling depression and, all that old shit. And you have to go to therapy and all that old bullshit. So that's how it goes. What you think about that? I'm talking about narcissism tonight because it's time for us to reclaim our power. It's time for us to, overthrow the narcissism in our lives, whether that be from people, co-workers, family members, romantic partner, or even ourselves. So if you find that you are overly materialistic, if you find it hard to apologize, if you hold grudges, if you find yourself being petty sometimes, if it's hard for you to practice forgiveness for real, if it's hard for you to admit when you're wrong, if you make everything all about you, or if you play the victim, if you find that you are manipulative in any way, I need you to take a serious self-assessment right now at this time. Like, look at yourself honestly. Look at the quality of your relationships. And let me ask you a question. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? When you wake up in the morning, are you like happy to greet the day and opening up the curtain so the sunshine can come in? Are you like singing thanks and praise unto the Lord? Or are you like, oh, let me get on out this bed so I can go and feed the children something to eat so I can go and get out this door to work? Do you really look forward to what's to come in the day? because the way you wake up in the morning tells you a lot about yourself. The way you wake up in the morning tells you exactly your state of being. Me, I wake up most mornings. I never wake up sad. Never wake up sad. But most mornings I wake up and I open my blinds and I be like, ooh, let me see what I can make shake today. It's such a wonderful day. Thank you, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Even before I get out the bed, before I open my eyes, I'm already saying my prayers. Like, as I notice that I'm conscious, I acknowledge the Lord first thing for like a few minutes. I don't know how long. And I get up and I'm happy, and I'm ready to receive what the Lord has for me every single day. Now, it used to be that I would wake up and dread life, you know what I'm saying? Or I wake up and be depressed because of what somebody was doing to me or what they weren't doing for me or whatever the case may be. And I just learned how to be completely self-sufficient until I just depend on myself and the Most High for my spiritual power, for my love. Woo, child. But that's another story. How do you wake up in the morning? That's going to tell you a lot about yourself. So if you're waking up in the morning feeling some type of way, or if you've been finding yourself dwelling in a state of depression, then it's time to look at yourself and ask yourself, what have you been giving your good energy to? Who have you been giving your good energy to? Are there any energy vampires in your life, or are there things that you engage in that suck your energy from you? A kiss never tasted is like a fine wine wasted. So are you living your life in regret about what you didn't do or what you did? Are you living your life like in the past and not taking hold of current opportunities? Or like not being present in this moment right here? So if there's something that you didn't accomplish in your past, is it too late? You can at least, like, if you didn't become an Olympic runner, you could still go run your miles and get the same energy. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever you haven't done, do it. What are you waiting on and what's holding you back? Because if you live in your life in regret about, or in procrastination, or in the past in any kind of way, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting your own time. So I guess now we're talking about self-narcissism, looking at ourselves and the things that we might be doing to drain our own energy, right? What immediately came to my mind was social media. Like, we gotta like stop scrolling so much. Even me, I be scrolling on YouTube like way too much. The people that we hang around that don't bring any positivity to our lives, the TV shows we watch that be about all that old bullshit, especially the TV. Ain't nothing but that bullshit on the TV, even on the Netflix and all that old, you know what I'm saying, everything like that. These are the things that waste our time and distract us from our destiny, right? So then we've wasted a lot of time, and then we get to feeling guilty about what we didn't do. And then that guilt turns into like some type of resentment or general hostility, depression, and things like that. And so then when you got mental issues going on, like resentment and hostility and depression, then how can you manifest your desired results? How can you maintain healthy relationships? How can you practice self-love? How can you practice love towards others? So if you're not practicing love towards others, then that means you're practicing what? Hostility and anger and everything like that, selfishness and greed. And now you're walking in your carnal mind, and now you become a narcissist. Hey, And I know we might have never put those two things together like that. Like wasting time, energy leads to narcissism. But as I stated, the first thing I said was there's only righteousness and wickedness. There's only the empath and the narcissist. There are only two sides. So if you allow yourself to dwell on the side of wickedness, then you become a wicked person. You become a narcissist. Like that's what it is. And God said the wages of sin is death, right? So that means there's a cause and there's an effect. Any type of energy wasting or energy vampirism is going to lead to narcissism. Unless what? Unless you can find friends in the darkest places, unless you can recognize that in yourself and see your spiritual condition and turn those things around. Unless you can force yourself to practice a greater level of constraint in your integrity, in the way you spend your time, in the way you expel your energy, what you spend your energy on, unless you can master yourself, it always leads to narcissism. Okay? Also, you'll never know when to stop until you've had too much. So it's important to recognize when to stop, when to just like say, hold up, let me look at myself, let me check myself before I wreck myself. Let me, really just see what type of person I am. What am I really, really, really made of? I be saying I keep it 100, but do I really? Do I keep it 100 to myself? Do I keep it God? Because I cannot truly be honest towards my neighbor if I live in a pack of illusions. If I allow myself to get lost in, bullshit, how can I really keep it 100? I'm just saying. So, looking at yourself and seeing what you really made of is the only way. And hold on, let me add another step. So, look at yourself and see what you truly made of, and then ask God to help you and remake you. Apologizing to Him for being a fucked up individual. And promising God and promising yourself that you will take the steps to make the changes so that you can reform your whole life. There is only righteousness and wickedness. And it is difficult. It is difficult, but it ain't hard to seek the righteousness. It ain't hard. The steps are very easy. But it's difficult because, like I said, it requires a greater level of personal constraint, responsibility, accountability, and those are all qualities that the narcissist does not possess. Those are qualities that are found in our soul. Remember, I said your soul is comprised of your chakra system, your blood, and your personality, like the core of your being, who you are. And so your spiritual gifts are a part of your core, the core of your being. Your spiritual gifts are a part of who you are. Integrity and honesty, accountability, initiative and responsibility, those are spiritual gifts that have to be cultivated. A person does not just naturally become responsible unless they train themselves to do so. A person doesn't, even a little baby will lie and say they didn't eat the cookie when they ate it. So, and ain't nobody taught that baby how to lie. The baby ain't been influenced spiritually like that yet. They just have it in them to, you know what I'm saying, do that. And so it is not our natural inclination to be integral and honest and all of that. We have to learn those things. We don't have to learn how to walk in our carnal mind. And so the narcissist will convince you by whatever means they can, or whatever circumstances, whatever events, they convince us to step outside of our quest for righteousness. Because when you're seeking righteousness, you're trying to please God. But when you trying to please the narcissist, they gonna make you do all the stuff that they want you to do. And that's usually not the stuff that the Lord wants you to do. So I guess what I'm saying is the narcissist is going to cause you to stray away from your spiritual path. They're going to cause you to forfeit your destiny. And when you do so, they absorb that energy. That's why after you dealt with a narcissistic partner, at the end, you done lost your edges, you done gained a whole bunch of weight or lost a whole bunch of weight, you done lost your job, your life is in shambles. And a narcissist is like doing very well and they looking great. They don't have no wrinkles in their face and their bank account looking fat and they just doing very well. The reason for that is they have absorbed your destiny and your vital life force. They have like plugged themselves into your chakra system and stolen all your bioluminescence or something like that. They say a narcissist can't be reformed. They say that it's an incurable mental disease and they'll probably prescribe some medicine for that. And I'm not no doctor, okay? I'm just a high priestess of the Most High. And he told me that whatever I ask him, he'll give me the answer. So what he has told me is that narcissism is a spiritual condition that manifests itself in the mind. So any spiritual condition can be healed. The person has to like approach the Lord for themselves. So there is no amount of praying and asking God to change that person. It's not going to work. The Lord can't like do it unless they ask him to do it. Just like there's no amount of begging and pleading and crying and fussing and fighting. There's nothing you can do to make the narcissist behave how you want them to. There's nothing you can do to make the Lord change them. They have to use their own free will to ask God to help them. And so that involves a measure of humility, humbleness, and submission to the authority of the Most High. And we all know how prideful the narcissist is. And while they remain in that pride, they are unable to approach the Lord. The Lord doesn't, he like hates pride, hates that. He don't let prideful people come into his presence, not really. That's why the narcissists don't have no shame, because a person's conscience, that internal compass that guides us to the right or to the left, that comes from the Lord. And because the narcissist is so lost in his carnal mind, he doesn't have a conscience because he's so far away from God. That's why he could do fucked up shit. and not even care, not blink an eye. That's why he could just destroy your emotions, destroy your life, and not care. It's because he doesn't have a conscience, and that's because he's so far away from the Lord. So if you are in a church setting and there are people who are envious and they gossip and they, are all about the money and about power and position and status and title and all that kind of stuff, the Lord he ain't about all of that. Not really. I'm not saying he doesn't exalt people and he ordains people to office and everything like that. But there's a difference between being ordained into an office by God and being ordained into an office by man. Just because you got a degree at a theological seminary and you got a job to pastor a church, that don't mean the Lord ordained you. That don't mean you have the Holy Spirit inside of you and working through you and everything like that. So I said all that to say, I guess there's a lot of narcissism in the church, and there is disguised. It's disguised as spiritual leadership when really it's very self-serving and it's ungodly. I don't know why I had to say that. It must be somebody here who needed to hear that. Whew. There is only the narcissist and the empath. So the empathic people who have a sense of the spirit realm, who those of us who have spiritual gifts, those of us who are children of the light, those of us who acknowledge the Most High and do our best to follow Him, those of us who are aware of what's going on around us, hashtag woke, I guess, in God though, aware of what God is doing in the world. So there's us, and then though there are those who perpetuate all kinds of grand marshal fuckery in the world, magical fuckery, financial fuckery, low places. The con artists and the whoremongers. I don't know what that's the word I heard in my head. Whoremongers, the creditors, the lenders, the many of the car salesmen and many of the whole housing market, the whole motherfucking financial district, and even the clerk at the corner store. Everybody lends their energy to a higher power. God, our God, the God of Israel, is the one I'm talking about. With his Son and the Holy Spirit, they are the highest power. There are higher powers that are lower than them. And so those higher powers that are lower than the Most High are still higher than us. So when people say, oh, yeah, I believe in a higher power, well, it's levels to this shit. So all the powers are higher than you. You're not saying you believe in the highest power, just one that's higher than you. So everybody lends their energy to a higher power. There are only two: the Most High, the side of the light and the side of righteousness, and then his adversary, the side of the darkness and the side of wickedness and evil. So if a person is not consciously and cognizantly staying in a high vibration, lending their energy to the highest power, then they will by default lend their energy to the lower one. If you're asking for a reading, you might be getting it if you listen. I might be saying exactly what you need to hear. If you have ears to hear, hear and apply that to your life. If you're dealing with a partner that you have broken up with and y'all are not talking right now, as many of you are, then I'm probably talking to you. You probably have been separated from that person because either they are a narcissist or you are, or both of you are. I just opened up the deck to banish. If you are dealing with or thinking about a person that is gone from your life and you want them to come back, I suggest you keep it moving. They probably were not meant to stay in your life. And you may not want to admit the truth about that. You may be holding on to memories of the past, whatever happened between y'all, and you holding on to the future that y'all envision together and everything like that. You might want to go ahead and let that go. You might be living in an illusion. Don't illusionize your own self. Look at the situation for what it is. Look at the way this person is behaving in your life. If they wanted to be in your life, they would be there. Sometimes we are so afraid of looking foolish or being taken advantage of, or sometimes we just be too afraid to take a chance. If you want them back, call them and see, and just be like, well, I can either get accepted or rejected. You know what I mean? It's only going to be a yes or a no. And if it's a yes, I ain't going to die. If it's a no, I'm not going to die. If you want somebody back, just call them and see what's up. Call them and see what's up. And whatever they tell you, take it for what it is. Be willing to receive whatever it is that the Lord has for you. And it might not be that person. It might be. How you going to know unless you reach out? So if you're scared of looking foolish, or if you're scared of whatever the case may be, that's a characteristic of operating in your carnal mind. You cannot stay or be high vibrational if you are afraid, or if you are stubborn and you refuse to make the first move, or if you've been like directed by your higher self, now I don't need to call that person right now, then of course listen to that. But if not, if you just like, you know what, I ain't gonna call them because of the way we broke up, and I don't know if they're gonna want to talk to me, and I don't know if I should, then that's fear. I don't know if they want to talk to me. I don't know if they're gonna take me back. What if they don't take me? What if? I don't know. You scared of the future? The future is gonna come anyway, and so you might as well take actions to see what's up. If you don't want to take actions to see what's up, then keep it moving. Let's go ahead and get out of that cycle of self-fuckery, okay? Now, I don't want to talk about that no more. I don't want to talk about that anymore. And I know that's an unpopular message. Like, don't nobody want to hear, that. I don't really give a fuck what people want to hear. If it resonate, like the nun said, then that bitch resonate, like the nun said. You know that saying that people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime? So it could be that if you separated from your loved one, then y'all season is up. And if you keep trying to go back, then you're going to be like sabotaging your own destiny. I'm just saying. What else do I need to talk about? Narcissism. Overcoming the narcissist. Overcoming narcissism in ourselves, right? So let's say you was dealing with a romantic partner and they displayed some of the characteristics that I was listing before. And you could go out there and find 100 million videos and articles on how to identify a narcissistic person. So let's say you have diagnosed your person and you have determined that they are a narcissist around this bitch. So then what you gonna do? You see yourself dwindling down, your energy is being stolen from you, and they keeping you on that emotional roller coaster back and forth and arguing and fighting and fucking and all whatever your situation may be, right? Now, I know they say you gotta go no contact. And I agree with that to some degree. You gotta withdraw your energy. So if you block them from your phone and on social media so y'all can't talk, but you still laying in the bed crying, or you still him and wondering if y'all could work, or you still putting your energy into the situation, then going no contact ain't gonna do no good. You might as well call them on the phone 50 11 times if you're gonna lay in the bed and dream about them and think about them and hate them and love them and feel all these emotions in regards to them. You might as well call them. You might as well go back over there and lay in the bed with them. The key is to withdraw your energy and become emotionally detached. That is how you heal from a narcissistic relationship. You have to withdraw your energy. So I've said a couple of times in this video, your energy consists of your soul, which is your chakra system, your blood, and your personality, right? Your soul, your time, your attention and intention, the words you say and the actions you take, as well as your money and material wealth. That's your energy. So, oh, and I forgot to say your emotions. Did I say emotions? Let me add that to the list, right? So, if you sitting there depressed over what your narcissist did, or you mad about what they said, or they hurt your feelings, or they lied on you, or whatever they did, and you just sit there and dwell in anger or resentment or whatever that negative emotion is, then that is maintaining the energetic tie between y'all. And that cord, that tie, is the way by which your energy flows from you to them. It's a spiritual tie, a soul tie, right? So becoming emotionally detached from that person is the way to sever that tie. Meaning nothing that they have done or are doing or will do will affect you anymore. And they can no longer siphon and steal your energy from you because you have severed the tie. When you find yourself thinking about them too much, you got to stop. Realize what you're doing, engaging in a cycle of mental self-fuckery, right? Stop. Look at yourself and then choose to think something else. Just because a thought flows through your mind, that doesn't mean you have to like agree with it and dwell on it and think about it. You could just be like, nah, fuck that. I'm finna go do my nails. Fuck that. I'm finna go take me a walk and, you know what I'm saying, get my heart rate up. Fuck that. I'm finna go make me some baked chicken. Just go do something else. If you sit there and dwell in repetitive thoughts in regards to your situation with the narcissist, you are maintaining the soul tie and you are giving them your energy. Then you got to go in and de-triggerize yourself so that the tactics that they used to use, like the buttons they pressed, the things they used to say that they knew was going to get you upset, or whatever habit they used to have, whatever they used to do to get you upset, you got to just de-triggerize yourself so that that thing doesn't affect you anymore. So if Jimmy didn't come home last night and he know how I feel when he don't come home, and I don't know what he was out there doing. He was probably with that bitch. And then, you know what I'm saying? He got me at home. I'm all upset and everything like that. And he knows that that's going to be an argument and I'm going to be left crying and he's going to go and do whatever the fuck he want to do, right? That's the pattern. So when Jimmy didn't come home last night, I'm like, you know what? Okay, you know what? Grown folks gonna do what they want to do. I can't make Jimmy do what I want him to do. I can't make him come home. And if he don't come home, I ain't gonna die. If Jimmy don't come home, I ain't gonna die. So as long as I'm still alive, it's all good. And whatever the fuck he out there doing, I hope he having fun. And just this is kind of like a tough part. It is a tough part, and it took me a long time to master this. But you got to just realize that if that person continues doing what they're doing to trigger you and to make you upset, to make you cry, or to make you fall into depression, if they keep doing those things, you ain't going to die. The sun is still going to rise tomorrow. The dog is going to be barking. The bird is going to be chirping. And the flowers is going to be growing, whether Jimmy come home or not. And so it really doesn't matter if Jimmy comes home or not. Whatever your narcissist is doing, it really doesn't matter. Not really. Unless it's affecting your health. I ain't talking about situations like that. If it's affecting your health, then why the fuck are you still even there? I'm talking about if somebody is cheating on you and y'all married and they know, you know, or whatever the fuck, whatever the case may be, you ain't gonna die if he fucking somebody else. Now, what you gonna do about that is another story. You're gonna make changes in your own life and make some decisions to get yourself out of a toxic situation. Okay, cool. Now you done got yourself out of the toxic situation, but the feelings are still there, right? De-triggerize yourself. You ain't dead. You still here. Worst case scenario, Jimmy end up married to that other bitch. Well, Jimmy a grown man. He could do whatever the fuck he want to do. You gonna let it kill you? You ain't dead. You still alive. De-triggerize yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So once you de-triggerize yourself, then it's like you won't be getting mad at a clown because he's wearing a big red nose. You won't be like getting all irate, frustrated, and sad because the clown is doing his silly dance, singing his silly song. That's what a clown does. It's what's in his nature to do. So in our example, Jimmy is just doing what's in his nature to do. That's what he do, man. So why you gonna let the clown get on your nerves? If you don't want to be around a clown, then don't go to the fucking circus, if you know what I mean. The clown chose to be that. He chose to do that. He wanted to do that. So if that's what he wanted to do, then we got the right to do what we want to do as well. So go do something that you want to do. When you find yourself lost in these thoughts and in these, feelings, go do something wonderful, something, even if it's watching a funny video, not scrolling, because scrolling is toxic, man. Scrolling on Facebook and Instagram and all that shit is toxic. You got to get up and become active. I always say, go paint your toes. Bake you a cake or paint a picture or write a song or, go pluck some flowers. Go blow the yard with the leaf blower. Go do something to redirect your energy so that you're not giving it to the toxic situation, so that you can begin to sever the tie that exists between you and your narcissist. It's a delicate subject. And I know I was kind of all over the place. I had to tell you a lot of things tonight I'm going to be talking about. So when I do begin doing free readings again, I'm going to be talking about healing. I am a reader who talks about healing. I'm not here to talk about, is your ex coming back? I'm not here to talk about how somebody feels about you. I'm not here to tell you the future. I don't fucking know the future. I can read the energy around you and I can tell you a possible outcome based on what I see and possible consequences as a result of the decisions that are made in your situation. But I can't tell you the future. Only the Most High knows the day and the hour when the Lord shall return. Only the Most High knows your future. Be careful of anybody promising that they can tell you the future. Usually when people ask me what's coming for them, I talk about how they can start a business, or I pick up on some negative energy in their life that they need to be aware of, something that can put them on track to their best possible outcome. I don't know the future now. So I hope that you found this conversation educational. I hope that in the future I can help you one-on-one. If you would like to book some time with me to talk about your personal situation, there is a link in my description box and you can schedule some time with me. If you like what I do, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and I'll keep this type of content coming. I'm just going to come on here and say what the Lord tell me to say. And I have detached myself emotionally from any outcome. I'm just here to tell you what I need to tell you. So I love you. And I want to see you doing well. Blessings to you, okay? Bye.